Now, for generations, this exact time on a Sunday evening meant breathless anticipation over which song was about to be top of the charts. That drama declined as record sales fell. But tomorrow sees the launch of a new kind of music chart, based not on the CDs we're buying or even the iTunes we're downloading, but on the songs we're streaming live to our computers or mobile devices. It's designed to counter music piracy, but could it also recreate the excitement enjoyed by yesterday's pop pickers? Katie Razzall reports.
This is the Top 40 as compiled for the BBC.
Back in the day, it was required listening, the Top 40 chart. For decades, it told us what music fans were buying. Then along came the internet. Forget physically owning a record or even downloading it. Now you can stream music straight to your phone. Though famous music haunts like this one are still important. Huge bands known around the world started out in this tiny venue in North London. Madness did their first ever gig here. Coldplay, Travis, Blur, the Arctic Monkeys, they've all passed through. And still most nights, this place is full of people listening to music. Our appetite for the stuff hasn't changed, but the ways we can consume it really have. Ed Sheeran is the most streamed artist of the year so far. His fans effectively borrow a track or album by signing up for a service like Spotify or Napster. They don't own his music, but they can listen to it as much as they like. From tomorrow, there'll be a new chart to reflect their choices.
I think this chart will probably reflect the emergence of a slightly different consumer of music, which I would call broadly students. And people who have access to PCs and the internet probably during the day and do an awful lot of streaming and trying stuff, you know. So I think you'll see names that you've probably come across before, but there'll be some names that you won't see figuring in this so much, like the likes of Adele.
Adele won't be #1 in the streaming charts because much of her music isn't available on the service. Many artists feel it just doesn't pay. One Mercury-nominated musician said he got under £10 for 100,000 streams on Spotify. All you need is love. As for the Beatles, they may have performed on shows like Top of the Pops in the heyday of the music charts, but you won't find them on any streaming service. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. So who will feature in this chart? Well, this Gautier track is the most streamed of the year so far. And while many accept that revenue from streaming services is still tiny, they point out it does bring in some money and could save an industry from piracy.
What artists really want is for people to value their music and to buy it and possess it and love it and cherish it and keep it forever. I don't know if it's good news for artists. I think it's just inevitable.
As inevitable, perhaps, as Duran Duran making it to #1 in the 80s. But that weekly ritual, one chart, one band at the top, is long gone. In our more fragmented culture, we have more charts, and perhaps that's more power to each one of us.